Hey everybody, Secondhand Dan coming to you from the penny pincher land. I'm going to show you what I've been working on. It ain't been much, but you know, content. Got to give people some content. You know, I could have showed you what I had for lunch, but save that for Facebook. No, actually, I don't paste pictures of what I'm eating. So, but I kind of enjoy doing this. So, if you like what you're seeing, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. You know, that's how we play this game. But let me take you a walkthrough. Right now, it's a mess out here, but I've been busy. So let me show you what's up. Well, you can see there's quite a collage of things there, but I told you I was going to show you what I was working on. Pretty impressive, huh? All right, let me unveil it. Rubber roof. I saved rubber roof. I had the roof done on this building a couple years ago, and I saved a lot of the rubber roof because it works for great tarps. I recommend if you get pieces of rubber roof, get them. Well, here it is. This workbench I picked up, I think like 2 years ago. I didn't pick it up because it was a beauty. I picked it up because it was kind of like industrial, steampunk. They actually cut a piece of metal out of it to bridge around something that was in their garage, but it's still pretty sturdy. And it's probably got some value as a steampunk item if somebody wanted to take it and put it in their kitchen, game room. I mean, you could use it to multi-purpose it. But you can see right now I have a cutoff saw on it. I've been cutting up 2x4. I'm making a gallows. At least I'm calling it a gallows for lack of better terminology. It's going to be used up at the antique mall where I'm a vendor. So I need something to hang chandeliers and other objects from. I don't have anything from their ceiling. A couple places have corner spots where they can run a 2x4 across the corner and hang stuff, but mine's right up against the wall, so I don't have any left or right walls, just a back wall. But I spoke to the owner and he said, yeah, I can go ahead and construct that and screw it to the wall, and it's going to be able to hold chandeliers and other things like that. But what I did, I just recently uncovered this thing today, and I started cutting the wood, of course. But then I said, well, it'd be nice to have a vise out here. So this is going to be outside, so don't want a primo vise. It's not exactly a primo workbench, but I don't even know where I got this vise, but you can see it's got a chunk missing out of it here. It had a crack running down it there, and I drilled a hole in it to keep the crack from going any further. I tried welding it. I know you can't weld cast iron. Not too many people can. To be successful, I'm told you have to like heat it up, preheat it, and then maybe even use a TIG welder and stainless steel. But you can see this vise has seen a lot of use. Look, I don't know. I guess those are like gouging marks. Somebody was doing some torch cutting on it. It's got a neat tag on it. The Wheeling Can Department Machinery. All right, well, it's a brass tag. Is that W Hertz? Anyway, it's kind of nice. It has some character to it. The vise, the identification is on the other side of the actual vise. It is a Monarch. It's got a lion's head, number 226. Monarch. Maybe they should have had a butterfly on it. Well, anyway, I had to, there was a vise on this when I first bought it. It was a nicer vise than this. I took it off, cleaned it up, rehabbed it, you know, wire brushed it, painted it. And I think I actually sold it, but I bolted this mug on here. I think there's like 3/8 bolts, but the darn holes in here they're big. But I'm not going to worry about that. I think I did have a 1/2 inch on this side, and even the 1/2 inch doesn't fill the void in the vise. But for being an outside vise, how many people can even say they have an outside vise workbench? So I'm one up on a lot of people. I have 2 workbenches on the inside. If you haven't seen my video about my workbench, I got a really nice workbench. I did a video on it. But, well, enough of that. Steampunk industrial workbench. Let me take a pause here so I can cover it up. You heard the thunder, the lightning. Don't want this to get rained on. It survived pretty good considering it was out here all winter. Ay, caramba! All right, let me pause. Okay, well, I threw the rubber roofing over it. I know this one's piled in a heap. There's actually 2 on here. One I just used as dead weight to help hold the other one down, which is actually laid out a bit nicer. All right, well, I'm willing to share with you. My wife would probably want to strangle me, but I showed you this pile of junk here. But, you know, one man's junk is another man's treasure. We got a working lawn boy, 6.5. If you remember the old 2-stroke lawn boys, tell me about yours. I love those things. They were hard to stall. This umbrella keeps blowing over. I mean, my wife was the last one to put it up. I wouldn't have bothered, but she wanted it up, and it stayed up for about an hour and blew over. Here's something that's kind of cool. I found this PVC, that's solid red. That's not a paint. So that's a solid red PVC Adirondack chair. Molson, Canadian. So that's, I guess, looks like a hockey jersey. And it actually will fold up. So I found that in somebody's trash, replaced a couple bolts on it. They had it together, all janky. I corrected that. Here's a mower. I was out yard sailing last month and they weren't even there. There was just some stuff in front of the house that said free mower, won't stay running. I got news for them. It runs just fine. Maybe their gas was stale or low, but you know, ain't got no gas in it. So, another good working mower. Pair of mangy sawhorses. They do a lot of work around here for being as nasty looking as they are. Now check this glider swing, retro glider swing porch. It's a glider because it rocks back and forth on its tracks. If it was actually truly a swing, they would hang from chains. But the back will fold down if you want to turn it into a guest bed, especially if you don't want your guests to stay a long time. The legs will fold out. Here is a wrought iron chaise lounge. Oh, it's going to go boom. I saw a flash. There it is. Go booyah. I just listed this chaise lounge on eBay. I threw a number on it. I hope it sticks. I threw, would you believe this? $355. And that's less than what some of the other people are asking for such chaise lounges. So, hey, you got to throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. You can always lower the price, but can't go back up after it's been on. Here's something. You really got to be old to remember these. Portable lawn roller. That was in a pile I think I paid $30 for. Tricycle, I think that was like $3 at somebody's yard sale. I figure my grandson's probably going to be ready for it in about another month or two. He's going to be turning 2. Speaking of Canadian, Molson, here's my moose. Will actually light up if I plug them in. Well, it didn't take long to go over this mess. Oh, I'll show you the project I was working on. I told you I was making a gallows, you know, like a hangman's gallows. I have this 2x4 here, and it's going to be sandwiched against this 2x4 to make a 4x4. And with a couple spacers, because it has to pass in front of a window. Nothing like this big, but there's a smaller window behind my spot in the antique mall. So I kind of have to bridge over it. This is going to be some of the wood I'm going to use for the top, for the arm, for the I don't know, I wonder how they feel if I hang an actual noose on the end of it. Just for laughs, you know. Can't you take a joke? What did I do with that pile of lumber? You know, when it started thundering and rumbling, you know, like 15 minutes ago, I was in a hurry to bring things indoors because I was afraid of getting caught out there, with, especially with the, didn't want the workbench uncovered. With that, I didn't feel like bringing that saw in. Because when I looked at the radar, it looked like it was going to pass relatively quick. So, oh, I know where it is. I think, yeah. There's a stack of lumber. So, the space over the window, that'll go above the window. This will go below the window. Then there's an electrical outlet. You kind of have to skip over that. And then, like I say, these two will be sandwiched together. Everything's all going to be screwed against the wall. These will actually be resting on the floor to support the weight. So I got to hurry up and finish that project up. A lot of kabooms, but depends on which direction you look. No rain. It spit a little bit. But up there, I can't tell, is it coming my way or not? It looks like it's going off to the right ever so slowly. All right, well, I'm glad I was able to share that with you. So, goodbye, everybody.